Hello, Flosstube. My name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and this is my Flosstube update number 226. Today is March 26th, almost the end of March. This is a channel about cross stitch, in case you haven't seen this channel before. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm actually filming this a little bit early. It's only 11:30 instead of later on in the day. I've been up since the butt crack of dawn. We had a little neighborhood garage sale this morning, and it started at 7:30, so we had to be out there and, getting stuff ready. And fortunately, we were able to do a lot of it last night, and only had to do the little tidying up this morning. But and it went relatively well. My dad sold a lot of his old fishing equipment, and we sold a handful of things. So, all in all, went pretty well, all things considered. Anyway, so I thought I would get this done now earlier rather than later. Excuse me while I look down here. So I have two finishes. One is a WIPGO goal, and the other is just my own personal goal. So I'm going to start with my WIPGO. Last week, I had my one WIPGO thing done. It was number 21 was one of the numbers called, and it was 10 days on the winter gathering piece. And then for the number 15, I had a new start, and I had 10 days working on a new start. And so I chose the March Rabbit and finished it in 8 days. So I had, this is by Tracy Horner for Ink Circles. And I did it on 32 count Murano Carré in Fleur. It's called Fleur. These little flowers are like painted on, whatever that ink, So, and my bunnies are a little less white than the ones in the picture, but I think they still show up well. And this little bunny's got this little flower right on his tail. His little tail right there. So, yeah. These are done in Gloriana silks, 1/2 on 32 count Murano Carré. So there's the March one, and this was my WIPGO goal number 15. So it's all done. And in February, I had the February Rabbit as just a personal goal. But I set it aside because I wanted to finish the piece for Winter Cross Stitch Camp, and also worked on my WIPGO goals, both of which I did not meet. But I do have a few more days in March that I can work on those, and I might, depending on how the rest of my month plays out. But so this is February Rabbit. I'm like I've said before, I'm trying to do one each month. I've already done the January one last summer. So this is February, and I just finished March. And so I finished February. I finished it like at 1 o'clock in the morning last night, but it's done. Yeah. So the only fiddly part was like the inside of the ears and the bunny's tail, and then there's like little single stitches here and there all through the on these flowers. Here. So that was kind of it's a little fiddly to do one stitch here, 2 stitches there, and I carried the thread. Show you my backside. So I carry the thread for those little single stitches because I wasn't going to stop and start the thread every time I had one of those. So. But, yeah. And again, this is in Gloriana Silks. This is Murano Carré. I'm doing all the rabbits in this fabric, 32 count. This is Pink Splash. You can just see little pink, faint pink little dots on this fabric. So it's basically white with these light pink dots on there. So you can see them, more in person than you can on camera. But they're little pink dots, and these fabrics are big enough. They're like I could fit, another one or two on here, depending on how much margin I'll leave for those. But so anyway, now I've got 3 of them done, and even though this one was not like a WIPGO goal or whatever, but it's was a personal goal, so that's done. So next month I'm hoping to do, and again, it's not one of my WIPGO goals, but this is the April rabbit. Those big chocolate bunnies. And I'm going to do it on this. This is Merino Carré. I want to say, yeah, top gingham print. Oh, yeah, this way. Yeah. And so this marks the corner over here. But yeah, so I'm going to use this fabric, and I think I did a floss toss for these, and I think they'll show up really well. Because the only thing that would be a problem is, the only thing that wouldn't show up well is this white on their ears, or whatever color it is. Yeah, Quince Blossom is kind of a lighter color, but since it's surrounded by the dark of the bunnies, I think it'll show up well. And there's no there's a little bit of the lighter color up here at the top of their rumps for their tail, and but I think in person it'll show up okay. But yeah, but these other colors were what I was more concerned with, and the orange and the green and the this other color, they'll show up well, I think. So anyway, that's what I plan for April, and then I'm waiting for Jess Marie to call the 2 numbers for April. So and that'll probably be tomorrow's the 27th. So that's been about the day she has called the numbers. So I'm waiting for that. So that is all the stitching that I've done. I spent just like since last week, spent all finishing up the March rabbit. I think I did a little bit of it. I did 1 or 2 days at the beginning of the month, and finished it up last Sunday. Actually, I finished it, I think, on Sunday. So I've spent the last week doing the February one, and it's a lot of stitching. It's a lot more stitching than I realized when I started it. And like I said, it's all those little. When I got to the part where like the inside of the ears and the tail and those little light parts in the hearts, that was all very. I had to make sure I was doing those right. And I don't know how many times I pulled things out and put them back in because I did them wrong. Anyway, then it only leaves mostly a little bit of haul. I did go to Hobby Lobby. I'll talk about that in just a second. And I just, whatever. I bought these little bead things with a tassel. I keep buying stuff to finish things, and I don't know, but I just thought they were really cute. This was in a spring shop. These little orange beads and a tassel. Yeah, little Easter decorations. I bought that, and I bought some material here. This is the Artiste brand, which is their Hobby Lobby's brand, but this is Oat Bristol linen in 46 count. So it's yeah, it's a nice neutral color. I may or may not dye it. I have a sort of dyeing obsession with, but I like that color too. And then I bought 2 more boxes. I have a little bit of a container fetish, box fetish, but I'm still trying to sort of organize all my. Pardon me, my nose is itching. My cross stitch stuff. My what do you call it? Needle minder stuff and all that. So I bought one of these little magnet boxes. I bought a little one, and I bought a bigger one with these lemons on there. They have a whole bunch of lemon stuff, but yeah. So, like I said, these have those little magnet flaps on them. So, hopefully I'll be really organized. I don't know. Then the other thing, I'm working on a design for a young woman who is in my Bible study group. She had mentioned last, I guess, Tuesday, and she had mentioned it before, but she had occasion to bring it up again, and she kind of apologized, and I thought she shouldn't be apologizing for that. But she was talking about that she had a stillborn child not too long ago. She's very young, it seems like. So, and I don't think she's had any children since that happened. I'm not sure, but so it still is very difficult for her, obviously, and it just kind of moved me to I want to design something for her, and I had thought about a bookmark, and I thought I had. I mean, I think I do have these bookmarks. They're they were like finished bookmarks that had like I think I had either one blue one and 2 green ones, or 2 blue ones and 1 green one. I don't know, but they had like they had slightly scalloped edges, I guess, and thread on the edges to finish them. But I knew they were very narrow and very long. So I thought about those, because I thought, well, I've already got those, and if I could, design something on there. But I couldn't find them. I don't know where I put them, but I couldn't find them. So, so I knew I had seen these at Hobby Lobby. These, there's 2 of them here, that they, for like $2.99, you get 2 of them. And so the thing I like about them, though, is that they're already finished, so I don't have to worry about FFOing them. But they're like 28 by 94-ish, about 28 by 94 as in size-wise. So, I'm kind of constrained to what I designed. But I thought if what I have in mind doesn't work for those, I've got a couple of other options that I picked up at Walmart, and I got this little pack of, they're basically just canvases, canvas panels. So it's just a little cardboard thing, and I could mount a finished piece on that, and I've got a bunch of other finishing stuff. But I bought this little plank. So if I decide to go bigger on the design, I could, mount it on, well, not this, but, put this on something else, or some other piece on something like this. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I was going to put the verse, the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. It's from 1 Peter 34:18. So that's the verse I have in mind. And so I'm going to see, I've been working on how to fit it in there. So we'll see how that works. So that's one of my next projects. I want to do it pretty quickly because our Bible study is kind of winding down. And this young lady, I don't think she's a member of our church. I think she goes to a different church, but she, goes to the Bible study. So I want to finish it so that I don't lose contact, with her. I want to finish it pretty quickly. So I'm trying to come up with a very simple design and get it done as soon as possible. So that I have that on the horizon. And then the other stuff I bought, I had mentioned last week. I said, I ordered something from 123 Stitch, and it'll probably come as soon as I finish this update. And sure enough, it came that afternoon. Right after I did the update, my dad went and checked the mail, and it was there. So I couldn't remember what I had ordered. But I did order the Raccoon. I'm not going to take it out of the bag, so I'm sorry for the glare. But so this is the next one in the series, A Year in the Woods. This is number 4. So I have the swans, the fox, and the jackrabbit that, was number 3. And then this is the raccoon. Look at that tail. Look at that tail. That's so pretty. And these little claws. Such a pretty animal. So I bought that. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings. A Year in the Woods. And then I bought, the reason I went on 123 Stitch was to get these Threadworks threads. And I want to go ahead. So these are for a Lindy Stitches pattern, and I do not have the pattern here with me, but it's a large black sheep, dark sheep. So boop, 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 boop. So these are the colors for that, and so there's 2 of this lava color. That's for the sheep, and then some other colors here. Green. That's a really pretty green. So yeah. So that was the reason I went on 123 Stitch. But I saw that raccoon. It had come up. I guess it came out at market. And then, they had several things on sale, and among the things they had were these little gnomes. These are Mill Hill kits on perforated paper. And so they have the threads and the beads, and they have little charms. This little guy has a charm right here on his hat. It's like kind of like a little bell, but he's in a little bee costume. And it's got some beads, in there, and it's these are charmed ornaments. So yeah, so like this one, you can see the beads and the ornament, the charm here. Yeah. And the threads. And this one, I kind of took it out and looked at it. So the threads are under there, but and it has a charm also. This one is one gnome, pushing a little gnome in a wheelbarrow, and he's got a little key charm here. So these are really cute. They're small, but there's kind of a lot of stitching, to make them to do them, and there's a lot of beading. So I don't know why I bought them, but I just thought they were cute. My sister Naomi, this Gnomes, that's her thing. And the other thing I thought I had bought a second pattern, but it's actually these DMC scissors, and these are peacock scissors. Oh, so pretty. So, yeah, I have a scissor fetish, too. I have a whole bunch of scissors. I have, like, about 25 whips, and I think there's a pair of scissors in pretty much every project. Yeah, so, because, I don't have, like, some people have a stitchy spot set up, or craft room, whatever, and they have a pair of scissors or a couple of pairs of scissors, there where they stitch, and they've got all the stuff. And I don't do that. I have, like, basically a project bag of some sort that has, the threads and a pair of scissors, and, so yeah. So I have one for, everything that I do. So if I am going to take it with me somewhere, I could just grab that project bag, and I know there's a pair of scissors in there. So yeah, so that's one reason why I have a whole bunch of scissors. But these are so pretty. Yeah, and they're different from anyone else others that I have. Yeah. So I think that's all I have. This is a very short video. Because like I said, I'm working on that one design idea. And otherwise, I haven't started anything else just yet. I've got a whole bunch of stuff I can work on. And actually, like I said, I was thinking about Mania this year, because I have so many patterns that I've just been buying left and right, that I want to start them. They're obviously they're very pretty, and I was looking at the Cottage Garden Samplings Santa that I bought recently. It's very, almost full coverage, I think. And I would probably have to dye some fabric to do him, or I might do him on that 46 count linen that I have. I don't know. That's an idea. But I haven't gotten quite that far yet. And I think I have the threads for it. Or maybe I need one or two. Or I have this, this little sheep that I bought the Threadworks threads for. So, yeah. And then, of course, I'm waiting for Jessie Marie to pull the two numbers for April, and I'm going to see what those might be, to see what kind of time I have and what I have to do to meet whatever goals, But so. Yeah, I have a lot to. I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stash. So, and WIPGO, is making me get through, get some time in, at least, even if I'm not finishing those WIPGO goals. Even though I'm not finishing them, I'm putting some significant time into them. So that helps a lot. But yeah, so Pam and Steph did a thing where they didn't start anything until October. They had Startober and started a bunch of things in October. And so, so it's not unusual to go, all year long basically and not start anything. And the only new start I've had well, I guess the rabbit things, um, but you know, well, no, okay, now I take it back. I have had new starts because I did the gathering berries was the February start. I started out on February 1st, and the February rabbit and the March rabbit. So I take it back. I have had a bunch of new starts, but but I have done, you know, worked on those WIPGO goals. So I'm making some progress on those. Um, but yeah, so but I think maybe in May I might go a little crazy and just start a whole bunch of stuff just because it's there in my stash, and so maybe I'll pick a whole bunch of things to start, and then, you know, see what sticks, like throwing spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, you know. Okay. So we'll see what comes up for the April WIPGO pulls, and and I've got the April Rabbit, and so maybe I'll start to go through my stash and decide what I'm going to start in May. I don't know. um, and then in the meantime, I've got this design that I'm trying to come up with, and I've sort of, you know, pretty much got in my head what I want to do, and have started working on it on my PC Stitch on my computer. So I just have to modify it a little bit because when I first started my idea for it, I didn't quite have the dimensions of the bookmark that I wanted to do, or like I said, if I feel too that I can't make it work, then I can finish it in a different way. But the bookmark idea, I think, is a good one and an easy one, and it's something I could do pretty quickly. And it's just really simple, you know, backstitching the words, and then the only, you know, there's just a little area for a design thing. Um, so I think, like I said, I think that's gonna, if I can make that work, you know, it should be pretty quick. Okay, so next week I will see you. It'll be April, and the April numbers will have been called and all that. So we'll have more to talk about at that time. And so I will see you then. This, like I said, it's a very short video. I will see you then. Bye.